In the heart of the African savanna, nestled between two majestic mountains, lay the village of Bumbata, a place unlike any other. Bumbata was famous far and wide, not for its lush fields or the richness of its soil, but for a rather unusual tradition: the annual Big Belly Beauty Contest for men. In Bumbata, a man's worth was measured by the size of his belly. A round, jiggling belly was a symbol of wealth, health, and the good life. The bigger the belly, the more revered the man. Every year, the men of Bumbata prepared for the contest with the same fervor athletes would for the Olympics. Mothers across the village were known for their secret recipes, passed down through generations, designed to turn even the leanest of boys into round-bellied champions. Milk infused with fatty additives, deep-fried delights, and constant grazing ensured that the young men of Bumbata were always well-fed and ready for the contest. This year, however, the village was abuzz with excitement and whispers. The reigning champion, Mwanga, was a sight to behold. His belly was so large and wobbly that he needed a stick to steady himself as he walked. He was the epitome of Bambata beauty, and he knew it. His vanity was as big as his belly, and he took great pleasure in reminding everyone of his superiority. But in the shadows of Mwanga's enormous belly was a young man named Tamba. Tamba was determined to take the title from Mwanga, not just for the glory, but to win the heart of the beautiful Nyara, the most sought-after woman in the village. Nyara, like all the women in Bumbata, had a preference for the man with the most magnificent belly, and Tamba's current state was far from impressive. Tamba's mother, Mama Kura, was known for her culinary skills, but even she doubted her son's chances. "Tamba, my boy," she said, pinching the little flesh on his belly, "you've got a long way to go." But Tamba was determined. He trained day and night, gorging on Mama Kura's special fattening recipes. He even sought out the village elder, Baba Jumbo, who was rumored to have once been a champion himself in his youth. Baba Jumbo, now a slender old man, looked Tamba up and down and chuckled. "You think you can beat Mwanga, eh?" he said, his toothless grin wide. "Yes, Baba, I know I can," Tamba replied, his voice full of determination. "Well then," Baba Jumbo said, stroking his chin, "you'll need more than just food. You need strategy, boy. Mwanga's belly may be big, but it's also his downfall. It's so heavy he can barely move without that stick. If you can make it to the end of the contest without collapsing, you might just win." And so, Tamba's training took on a new dimension. He not only ate but also exercised, though not in the way most people would think. Baba Jumbo had him practice belly wobbling to perfection, a skill that would mesmerize the judges. He practiced how to steady his belly, how to make it jiggle just right with every step, and how to maintain his balance. As the day of the contest approached, the village was alive with excitement. Mwanga, as always, was full of himself, strutting around the village with his belly leading the way. Tamba, on the other hand, kept to himself, training in secret, perfecting his wobble and his walk. The day of the contest arrived, and the village square was packed. Women lined the streets, giggling and whispering as the contestants, with their enormous bellies, paraded through. Mwanga, of course, was the center of attention. His belly was so large it seemed to defy gravity, swaying side to side with every step he took. But then came Tamba. His belly, though not as large as Mwanga's, had a life of its own. With every step he took, it wobbled in perfect rhythm, a mesmerizing dance that caught everyone's eye. The crowd gasped as Tamba reached the stage, his belly jiggling just right, his balance perfect. The judges, all elderly women who had seen countless contests, were taken aback. They had never seen such a display of control and grace. Mwanga, seeing the attention shift to Tamba, grew furious. In a desperate attempt to outshine his rival, Mwanga began to wobble his belly with all his might. But in his overconfidence, he lost his balance. With a loud thud, Mwanga toppled over, his stick snapping under the weight of his massive belly. The crowd erupted in laughter as Mwanga struggled to get up, his enormous belly now a liability. Tamba, on the other hand, stood tall, his belly still wobbling in that hypnotic way. The judges conferred, and it wasn't long before they announced the winner. Tamba, with his perfectly wobbled belly, had dethroned the vain Mwanga. The crowd cheered, and Miara, who had been watching from the sidelines, smiled at Tamba, her eyes filled with admiration. As Mwanga sulked away, defeated and humiliated, Tamba was crowned the new champion of Bumbata. His mother, Mama Kura, was beside herself with pride, and Baba Jombo, watching from a distance, chuckled to himself. The village had a new hero, one who had shown that sometimes it's not just about the size of the belly, but how you carry it. And so the legend of Tamba, the man with the perfect belly wobble, was born. His name would be remembered in Bumbata for generations, not just as the champion of the Big Belly Beauty Contest, but as the one who brought down the mighty Mwanga with nothing more than determination, strategy, and a well-timed wobble.